Well, perfect. Yeah. So why don't you start off by giving us a little bit history of the project, and then maybe a little bit about how you became involved with it.
Sure. So I got involved in working in Haiti in 2011 after the 2010 earthquake. I was working on a humanitarian project, building shelters for disaster relief, and I went there for 7 weeks. It was just about 1 year after the devastating earthquake that happened in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and that's where I met a longtime friend, Val, who I started this project with in April of this year. We actually started we got the idea in February, and then we officially became Yes Bitcoin Haiti in April, and we joined the My First Bitcoin node network. And ever since then, it's been go, go, go nonstop, and we've made some amazing progress. So I'm super excited to be able to be here and share our story. I just personally, I got interested in Bitcoin and saw how it could be a potential for improving the lives and a tool for the Haitians to be able to use, because remittances are one of the biggest source of the GDP in Haiti. Believe it or not, some regions GDP is 50% or more coming from overseas, from family who lives abroad who sends money back home. Haiti is one of the most. It's a struggling country, and since I was there in 2011, things have not improved significantly. And one of the challenges is, how do people access finances when they don't have birth records, they don't have physical addresses? They have. When I was there, there were tent cities everywhere. So I was building shelters, but even with the homes that people do have, some of them are not even actually mapped addresses. So access to traditional banking services are not even available for many millions of people over there. So yeah.
Just interrupt you real quick. I think I see Milford there in the audience. I've been sending him invite to speak, but so Milford, if you can just accept that invitation that was sent out to you, or if there's a way to message him and find out if he's having issues connecting.
Yeah, he's familiar with Spaces, so he should accept it as soon as he can. And he's been one of our star students, and he's become a leader in the community. He's 22 years old. I've never met him in person, but I know Val in person, and they met each other in the community of Saint Michel, which is where our project is based.
And is Val on this call? Is that, I don't see anybody under that title on the.
So Val may or may not join. One thing to note is that there's been an undersea cable disruption. So for the past week, there have been virtually no access to internet on the traditional cell phone networks. And fortunately, one of the reasons why Papoose can join us today is because through the Geyser Fund campaign that we have, and through the Bitcoin Beach grant that we received, we were able to buy Starlink solar panels. And now Papoose is here. I see he's a speaker, and he's able to have a high-speed connection to be with us.
Awesome. Well, you want to introduce him and have him come on up and share with us?
Yeah. Welcome, Papoose. So he's working on translating the Mi Premier Bitcoin diploma, and he is planning on teaching out of his mother's school. We're renting a classroom there for 1 year. We're going to secure rent, and we're furnishing it, and we have Starlink on the roof of the school. And so it's shared with primary education students in kindergarten. So there's going to be some overlap as well in the basic education, and then it's transferring over towards Bitcoin education. So we're really excited for what's going on. And Papush, if you can hear me and come off mic, come up and introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you hear me very well.
Yes.
Okay. Like I must say, my name is Papush and I am 22 years old. I am Asian and I live in Haiti too. And I am a part of Bitcoin Haiti. And I am very interested by this project because I saw that Bitcoin can help my country a lot, and that's why I joined this adventure.
In what way, curious, do you think that Bitcoin can help Haiti?
For example, in Haiti, 3 million people have a birth certificate, and every everyone knows that to create a bank account, you will need a identity doc- document. You understand? And 3 million people have a birth certificate. And you know Bitcoin don't need a birth certificate to create an account. That will be one of the great way that I think Bitcoin can help Haiti. It's very concrete too. You understand?
And so historically, that's just been a big issue that people have been really cut out of the financial system and not had access to the way to receive or send funds. And I'm assuming that creates quite a few hardships.
Can you repeat for me, please?
It sounds like historically, because of the lack of identification of a good portion of the population, that they have been excluded from the traditional financial system. And that's part of the reason that there's so much poverty and challenges in the country. And you see Bitcoin as a workaround for this.
Yes, for example, in Haiti, the money transfer represent 25 to 30% of the Asian GDP. And in the past year, we received around 4 point, I don't know, $4 billion from money transfers. And it's very clear in that way, Bitcoin will help Haiti a lot.
So I have some friends that have worked in Haiti for quite a while, and it's my understanding that Haiti has the highest percentage of NGOs, based on NGO workers to population of anywhere in the world. And there's been historically a lot of groups that have come from the outside to try to help, but yet Haiti has remained very impoverished, and a lot of people questioning whether these groups have really had any long-term impact. I'm curious if you guys see using Bitcoin to both help provide financial education, but also to spur economic growth. If you see this as a way that NGOs can kind of change the way they've operated in the past and operate in a way that will be more impactful for the people. Either of you feel free to chime in on that.
Sure, I'll take this one. When I was there in 2011, I think there were over 10,000 different NGOs. That was like one of the things that struck me was the overlap and sometimes just complete chaos that was happening, and everyone was there to do what they were there to work on, and for everything from the big agencies like the Red Cross and the UN and the CHF, these agencies, and then smaller ones like ours. We were trying to pitch towards the bigger agencies, and one of the things I felt was that I was helpless because we had what we thought was a perfect design for a transitional shelter, which was solving the problem of how do you house people after such a tremendous disaster. Currently, and at the time, and still, tarps are distributed along with food and water, and then the recipients have to come up with ways to use poles and sticks to make their tents, and that becomes a sunken cost, and you end up with mud filled tent cities. And we were there to come up with, we had a solution, and we were pitching it to aid agencies, and there was red tape, and we weren't able to. We had some RFQs, some interest, but at the end of the day, we still see the same thing happening over and over. And I thought, okay, what is it that actually is going to change a place like Haiti? And as far as us using Bitcoin at the time, I don't think Bitcoin would have really helped us in the work that we did. But I do think that Bitcoin is a tool that empowers individuals. And in that sense, I do have hope that Bitcoin can make a better future for Haiti, although it's not going to solve every problem immediately. I think little by little, we'll be able to see a better form of money that's going to enable people to organize in a way that societies really should organize to build better lives for everyone all across the world. And when I was seeing that there were projects happening in Africa and Central America, and I have friends in Haiti, I thought, what's happening? Why isn't there any project in Haiti? And that's what motivated me to start this project, because I wanted to plant those seeds and connect people who honestly don't have the time and the resources to do the research that it requires to learn about this technology. And so by getting the support from the broader community and tapping that into what we have now, which is an education center physically on the ground, materially converting it into solar energy and free education, that's, to me, that's a change that's going to be lasting, and it's hopefully going to continue to grow and spread throughout the country as it is around the world.
So I'm curious, for most of us, probably including myself, don't know what the currency even used in Haiti, and if it's been an inflationary currency. I'm curious to all the NGOs and the groups there, how do they move money in and out of the country? Give us just a little bit of background on the current financial system. And then how you think Bitcoin could improve things.
Yeah, I want to answer that, but first I want to mention that we have our other leader here on stage. It looks like Papoose dropped off, but we have Haitian Hoddle, and that's Val. He's the guy that I met in person, and my good friend who is 35 years old, and we spent time together. So I wanted to just introduce him quickly. Val, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great, welcome. Do you want to just give a quick intro, and then we can answer the question?
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you. I'm very honored to be here with you guys and Bitcoin Bitcoin winners. So it's a big opportunity for me to represent here as Bitcoin Haiti. Like I'm saying in Papush, we start this project in April this year. So we work on too many different things. Personally, the circular economy and education of Bitcoin in Haiti. We about to start our first education project in Saint Michel de la Talaye, the countryside. So like I said, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. Can you repeat the question for me again?
I think the question was just what is the currency, which is that's the Haitian good. It's been inflating compared to the dollar since the 1990s, late 80s. There have been four or five different versions of it. The name comes from gould, which comes from the Spanish word gordo. It's tied to silver, actually. Back then, the Spanish silver dollar was the reigning currency, and it's a fiat currency, and they 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 basically, it's mostly a cash economy, and there are some people use the dollar, but most people use cash. I'd say it's about 60%, and then 20 or 30% of transactions are done on mobile money apps that are offered by the cell phone companies like Digicel and Natcom. So they have their own closed walled payment systems, and you can change from cash to mobile money through these agents, like guys that walk around, and you can exchange to have mobile money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The thing is, in Haiti right now, we have too many different kind of trouble using cash or mobile or money. Like more cash is from Digicel, not cash is from Natcom. We have two different company using mobile money in Haiti. So by now, most people using money transfer. Like people in United States, everywhere in the world, use Western Union, sometimes MoneyGram, unit transfer, and stuff like that. But it's always a big trouble when someone sends you money from other countries to use them in Haiti because it's not easy to find money out. And that's the reason why when was told me about Bitcoin, if we could have like a concept on Bitcoin only, I think it could be better for us to make sure that we have a freedom of using our economies and stuff. For the good, a lot of people know that we have our monetary is good for national in Haiti, that we our currency is good, but we don't see it a lot because every big businesses are from the owner from United States or the country. We always need dollar, but we doesn't have it, and we can't find it. Sometimes people just told you, like in the US, I sent you 100, but will never give you dollar. Can only have a couple goods, but not easy to find. And that's the reason why when me and Aman was talking about have Bitcoin economy and have a Bitcoin company organization in Haiti, the first time I was thinking, are we gonna find the way to use it? Or we can use it? Or we gonna have to exchange and off trend money? But now we're going through. I know it's difficult, but the realization will be greatest.
And I I just want to add to, usually there is some liquidity crisis too.
Sorry, can you just who is this?
I'm Papush.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to add, usually in AD there is some liquidity crisis. It's very difficult to pick up your money if you want to buy something, to go to the hospital. It's very difficult. You understand?
What do you mean by it's very difficult? Give us a little bit more background on that.
Yes, it's very difficult to get your money.
So even if somebody sends you money, the places where you're supposed to pick it up, often they don't have the liquidity or they don't have the funds to give to you. Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
yes. All
Okay.
right, all right.
I'm sorry. Like people, like when Herman we start the project. Haman want to send me some money to Brad stuff, to make chairs, to buy paint, to do everything that we need. I have to ride on a motorcycle for more than 2 or 3 hours sometimes to go in Carpathian to pick up the money because we are in the countryside and the office of transfer when you get there it said okay we doesn't have this much and sometimes the line is too long if you stay for you can stay for a long day and by the time you get in it doesn't have enough to give you. That's why we it's very difficult to find out with money even at the bank or money transfer stuff like that. That's why we think if we could have only Bitcoin in Haiti, that would be better for us.
And there is the same problem with the mobile money service too.
So even with the mobile money service, they often don't have the credits to be able to give out, or they don't have the money. Like if
Yes,
you want the cash from
yes,
mobile to cash.
yes. They don't have the cash. You understand?
Okay.
It's a liquidity problems
Yeah,
everywhere in Haiti right now.
yes.
And is this something that's been more recent? I know there's been a lot of political unrest in the last couple years. Is this something that's worsening, or would you say the situation there is getting better or worse?
Now the situation is getting better. Getting worse. It's very worse. Is highly worse because we faces of a big crisis of gang in Haiti right now. Some places like in the downtown, the capital of Haiti, so everything was like centralized to the downtown, the capital of Haiti. By the time gang take control of the capital, so now everything I have to decentralize it, but now it's give us a short time to like decentralize everything. Like me, I was in the capital, I was living there, have all my stuff happen there, but by the time the gang crazes take control of every places of the capital, I have to move to countryside where I'm living in Saint Michel for now. So thing become worse.
So there's parts of the country now are controlled by different gangs. There's no the government really doesn't control things. Is that what you're
Yes,
Yes,
explaining?
yes.
yes, for sure. For sure, the government can take control of anything. Like I can say that.
Mike, we have here a good friend, Mike Hermano. We have him in the space, so he doesn't need to be presented. Everyone know him, but Mike, if you want to present yourself for who doesn't know you, and if you have any question about just Bitcoin,
Yeah.
please.
First, I'm so proud of everyone who's trying to grow Bitcoin in every country, and love hearing the story of what is happening in Haiti. When I did all my research for what was happening in the Bitcoin scene in Haiti, yes, Bitcoin Haiti came up, and while some people might look at a spaces with not a lot of people, that's the thing that gets me most excited because that's at the ground floor, and it shows the people who care about this. So once want to say thank you for everyone on the spaces. Second, my question is, from where I come from, I run the Bitcoin magazine, Bitcoin conference. We've been educating folks on Bitcoin since 2012. There are countries where the growth of Bitcoin happens from the people, and there are countries where the government tries to embrace Bitcoin. And if we look at El Salvador, even though Bitcoin was started at Bitcoin Beach, the president is using it as almost a marketing and branding exercise to get more tourism, more business, and it has worked. Do you believe, my first question is, do you believe that the government in Haiti could adopt Bitcoin and try to be supportive of it? Because obviously the remittance payments are so large, and this would put immediately more money into the hands of the citizens. Or do you believe that they will not support it because they don't want the citizens to have a currency that competes with their own dollar, or that they lose remittance money, remittance taxes?
Okay, Babush, I'm sorry if you want to say something. Let me say whatever I think better. Oh, for now, I can say the government will not accepting Bitcoin. The reason, right? I mean, Haiti is one of the most corrupted country in this planet. The government have their own reason to never accept Bitcoin. But in yes, Bitcoin Haiti, that's the reason why we just try to find out a way to educate people, to tell them the truth and tell them how they can progress by using Bitcoin. Now, like I said, the government always take fees from every transfer from these other countries. They said this money is going to help people to go to school, to building hospital, to make a lot of infrastructure in Haiti. But they just keep this money for themselves. They doesn't do anything with them. Like whenever whatever you saying, $2 to one Haitian, they take 0.5 dollar from this money. They say they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. And that's one of the reasons I say the government will not accept Bitcoin. But we fight to teach more people than we can to make them believe in Bitcoin and adopt it.
Thank you for that. And my second question is, understanding the liquidity crisis with your banks, do you believe that Bitcoin is what can be sent for remittance or peer to peer? But do you believe it's the type of situation where Tether stable USD coin would be more used by businesses or people to people because it's based on the dollar?
Okay. For now, the to be honest, in my front, right, I'm observed from a lot of Haitian, they would believe in exchange offering to from people to people because some of the other platform that's using to be offering exchange for Bitcoin to fiat money and stuff like that, they all on website because of some a platform that was coming in Haiti that's called a secure. They was come and make a trading stuff. A lot of Asian was getting into secure, but after a short time, secure just moved with a lot of money from Haitian people, and that's the reason why people will be trusting exchange from people to people except by using like whatever platform or apps that can make exchange. That's another point. People want to have like community bank where they can just go in exchange Bitcoin, stuff like that.
Point. I agree to that because there was a trading boot scam that stole around 14 million US dollars, and that made a lot of people skeptical of Bitcoin. And I think people,
The
Your connection is
connection
not
is
good.
really bad.
Papush, Papush, checking your mic. Your connection is not good.
Okay, and now,
Yeah, we can hear
That's
you.
better.
But
Better.
okay, I say I agree to what you said, Val, because there was a trading boot scheme that stole around 14 million US dollars, and that made a lot of people skeptical of Bitcoin. And I think people don't believe in the technology because that, you understand? And I think people will believe if if they see a physical person, you understand? I think there will be more trust. Okay.
Yeah, we see that in projects around the world where we're working. Some of the biggest challenge to get people to accept Bitcoin is to have them understand that the scams that have been there in the past that involved, they were using Bitcoin as the currency, but they have nothing to do with Bitcoin as a system or the underlying asset. But when scams use dollars, people don't blame the dollar, but when scams use Bitcoin, people blame Bitcoin, and so definitely understand the challenges there.
Yes, I think it's a bias, you understand? And when I try to talk to a friend about Bitcoin, immediately he thought that Bitcoin is a scam, and you have to explain to him that Bitcoin is very different. And I encourage them to come to the teaching center to learn more about Bitcoin and what is it.
And I just want to add, when it comes to stable coins versus Bitcoin, and what is it that benefits or what is most useful in a country like Haiti as a medium of exchange, right? The dollar is to the Haitian something that they recognize and therefore can be possibly arguably more useful. However, um, when we think about where the technology of Bitcoin has come, we now are doing custodial lightning, uh, and on that same with that same technology, we have what we're using is Blink Wallet, and they have a stable coin, or they have a dollar denominated balance or a dollar pegged balance that you can choose to hold in either one. So while I don't know the full answer to what Haitians should or want to use or will, I think we're focused on providing impartial, free education, which is the core of my first Bitcoin diploma. And we can then let people make the decisions for themselves. But I just want to say it's amazing how far the technology has come, because just a few years ago, the Lightning Network was not mature enough to support what it can today and have the user interface and make it so easy to use. And as for on-chain and self-custody, that's something that's going to be limited to those who are willing to make those efforts to learn how to use it and have the resources to do it. And that's something that we want to teach and make available as well. But for now, we're taking small steps, and we hope that the adoption can happen both from the grassroots as well as on the other side from the top. And we do have some contacts that have made some headway into seeing if companies like Natcom or Digicel are willing to integrate maybe Bitcoin into their mobile apps. And it's right now it's a gray area because the Haitian government is not really functioning. One of the things that hasn't been mentioned yet is that there was a president who was assassinated in 2021, and they haven't formally had an election. So as far as legislation, none of these companies are going to make any moves until there is some clarity, and there's really no clear legislation at this point. So it could go either way, and it depends on what the next government will do, and we're doing our best to present Bitcoin in a favorable way using examples like El Salvador to see if they might be interested in adopting it and hopefully put Haiti in a better situation for a brighter future.
Guys, I have a question for you. And what could be the proof of work of the successful stories that you can tell now until now that you have been accomplishing? Like if someone will come from outside, if even if the government will come and see the work that you guys have been doing, what would be the successful story that you can prove that Bitcoin is helping the people from there?
Val or Papush, you guys want to take that question? Because I have some ideas, but I want to let you guys talk.
Can you repeat for me, please, the question?
I think he was just asking, like, what would you say are the examples you would point to of how Bitcoin has benefited so far? We know this is the early days on your guys' project, but what would you say are the things that have you can point to as far as successes? Somebody has a lot of background noise on theirs. I'm not sure who that is.
Okay, I think, for example, one of the concrete things that Bitcoin can do is according to the corruption. For example, Bitcoin can help solve the corruption problem because it's open source. And I can say too, in inflation in Haiti was 28.3% annual increase in May 2024. And we know that Bitcoin is inherently anti-inflation, and money transfer from abroad represent 25 to 30% of Asian GDP. So no need to say that Bitcoin in Haiti will be a great positive revolution. And the amount transferred to Haiti in 2023 was 4.1 billion US dollars, while the national budget was 2.7 billion US dollars. With Bitcoin and its money transfers with very low fees, it will increase the country's incoming wealth and also local transaction at lower cost. I don't know if I gave some valuable answer to the question.
No, we understand that. We understand the country need Bitcoin, and it would be good for the country. But my question was more related to you guys for your project. Since you starting your project there, what are the, if you have it now, like if a company or even the government from there will come and see the work that your guys are doing, did you have any like a specific example like that you can point how Bitcoin is helping some locals there? Like,
Okay, for example, I will give a personal example. Every Bitcoiner knows that Bitcoin is very good if you want to save your money for tomorrow. And Bitcoin is a good store of value. And for example, me, I am 22 years old. I'm Asian and I want to have a great future. And I, after studying and after understanding Bitcoin, I discovered that Bitcoin is it's a great tool for saving money. And I start to save some money in Bitcoin for the future. You understand? It's very personal. And I I talk to some friends and I explain to them how they can create a bright future for them. It's very personal. I don't know if it's a good answer for you. I don't know.
Okay, let me add something. You hear me? Okay. Uh, the government in Haiti, sometimes like we do right now in Yes Bitcoin Haiti, by the time we're taking care of publicities on media social, they will question themselves, what is yes Bitcoin and what did they do? Where do they get access to make whatever they did right now? But the first thing, if they want yes Bitcoin to be an organization, we could be an organization. But the Bitcoin situation, the Bitcoin philosophies will be stay the same. Like we know that Bitcoin is doesn't government stuff. It's not banking stuff. It's self decision. If we take this decision to be in Bitcoin, okay, you asked me to have a paper in the country to work like an organization. I will do it, but by this time, after getting this paper, and we are an organization, we can act like a non-profit organization, and we can act like a non-government organization. I think the government will question us about what we did, and or they could be part of whatever we do right now. But we can still have a paper, register an organization from every law from the Haitian government. But yes, Bitcoin will still a non-profit staff, and we still getting just one philosophy to educate and to have people adopt Bitcoin.
One thing that really helps Bitcoin adoption and recognition of how well Bitcoin does is when you can visually see it within a community. I personally think that's one of the benefits of Bitcoin Beach, is the place you can go interact with Bitcoin. And when other Bitcoiners come and support that community, it tends to encourage the rest of the local community that this is something they should invest in or they should believe in, because there's tourists or outsiders or supporters. So I know tourism is a great way for the Bitcoin economy to get more Bitcoin into into a city. Do you believe that there's a place like that in Haiti?
So, like me, I always thinking about too many places in Haiti, like in El Salvador, you guys have Bitcoin Beach. When I watching in the news and X, what is Bitcoin Beach? I talked about that to my friend Papush yesterday. We were sit down together. I said, there is too many places in Haiti. We could have Bitcoin Beach too. So we're just thinking about it. And there is too many places where we could have Bitcoin Beach, and we can use other stuff to make a circular economy in Haiti. Like we was um selling art to every places in the world. By the time H80 was stable, now we're unstable. But we have too many stuff we can use to sell with Bitcoin, and we could attract more diaspora to come to Haiti every time they could spend their Bitcoin, like having motorcycle, taxi driver, stuff like that. They could use their Bitcoin. There is possibility, and it's a large possibility.
Well, you should do it. We support it.
Yeah, and I want to add to that. Haiti was once called the Pearl of the Caribbean. It is a tropical island paradise in terms of the sheer beauty of the beaches and the weather, the climate. So in the north, there's Cap Haitian, which is a popular cruise ship destination. Recently, they halted the port for the cruise ships because of the instability that was stopped earlier this year. But that is one place where a Bitcoin beach could exist for sure in Haiti. And then in the south, there's a place called Jacmel, which is also a popular tourist destination. But as I said, tourism has really declined, and we think that once things start to stabilize and return back to normal or start improving, that we'll be poised to embrace that and have everything in line so that Bitcoiners, people who want to show their support, can transact. I know that in the past year, I think there have been at least two Bitcoiners who were in Cap Haitian, Paco de la India and Charlene Fadirepo. They both posted on Twitter that they were in Cap Haitian and mentioned, oh, it would be so nice if we could use Bitcoin here. And I think all I have to say is that they were just a little too early, but next time they come back, I think that we're going to make the change, and that's what we're working on.
That's amazing. Paco have been everywhere, guys. He's So amazing. We have also here Andrew and Fernando. So guys, feel free if you have a question for these guys. If you want to put the good word encouraging their project, I know both of you know really well what they're doing. We have been working together with the Federation of the Bitcoin Circle Economies and the grants. So please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me here. Uh, so I was listening about the situation in IT and how difficult it is to get liquidity. And I was thinking about some solutions to the quick start, as we have several examples of how a circular economy can start in the beginning and how to create that narrative. So for me, the most important aspect is that we need that founder, right? That will make the work, that will start to spend Bitcoin. And second, my advice always is to keep it small. Like we need just a few merchants where the founder will start his educational journey by teaching these merchants and creating that local community that who has Bitcoin will be able to spend in these merchants. So I started the circular economy in Jericoacoara in that way. And also in Bitcoin Beach, La Mama Rosa was the first to accept Bitcoin. And correct me if I am wrong, but I think her was the first in 1 year, just her accepted Bitcoin, right? So you don't need to onboard everyone. You don't need to rush, right? Mike told me one time that build a circular economy is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we need to think in long term. By keeping your experiment small, you will be able to like maintain this relationship, and over time other merchants will start to see what you are doing and you expand like when you are ready. Second, I am looking here in your Jazer project. Yes, I invite everyone to donate. Uh, Jazer.fund/project. Yes, Bitcoin IT. So there you have here this community center. Um, like onboarding merchants on the Lightning Network. That's really nice. The global market access, but you need to think like that. Sometimes to use Bitcoin, you just need a wallet, right? An app that will enable you to make these small transactions. But in regions like IT, I think maybe there's a lot of people without mobile phones. So, but we cannot exclude those people of the circular economy. So we need to create other tools, not only using the mobile phone. We can have the board cards and the machine. So first, before to start to onboard everyone, you need to onboard yourself, right? You need to understand which tools we are going to use to onboard your community. So I call this service as a Bitcoin service provider. You are in the community, you want to start a circular economy, so you teach people how to download a wallet, how to transact, about the sats, and also provide signage, stickers, and maybe in the future bolt cards. So try to create the minimum viable product. So this minimum viable product is like onboard this merchant, give them signage, teach them how to use, and start to spend a little bit of your Bitcoin in this merchant. In the other side, you need to make a lot of tasks, like you need to print books, you need to buy materials, paint things, and sometimes it's impossible to hold the Bitcoin or to pay everything Bitcoin. But as I know the donor's vision people that are supporting Bitcoin economies, they want to give the chance for the receiver to receive in Bitcoin. But sometimes it's impossible. But I encourage you to always ask for the receiver. Can be everyone, everything that you need. You can always ask, can I pay in Bitcoin? I have a social project. I need to pay in Bitcoin. It's opportunity for you. Because if you build for your needs a network of merchants that you are um, able to pay them directly in Bitcoin, you will not need cash anymore. So that's the goal of the circular economy, not need to convert Bitcoin into fiat. So your whole as a founder and as someone that wants to bring Bitcoin to IT is to create that real Bitcoin network, turn people into real Bitcoiners. So they start their journey with a Lightning wallet, doing small transactions. You tell them how to buy Bitcoin, how to sell Bitcoin, but first you need to know how to do it. So go back to the beginning and look, how is the compliance about Bitcoin accounting? Do I need to pay taxes? What is important to account these donations, you know? So if you start to look your experiment as an organization, as you said, that you can be an organization, I really encourage you to look since the beginning of your circular economy, your project as an organization. But register the organization. It needs time, efforts, and maybe it's not in the beginning that you need to do that. You need just to understand how you are going to connect the community of Bitcoiners worldwide to support your initiative, and by proving that what you are doing, showing us like that you onboarded the merchant, that you're teaching people self-custody, that you're helping people to understand Bitcoin, people will be able to trust on you and donate more. That's it.
Thank you very much for adding those very important case, but we already start to going through all of those stuff because like you can see the first project we are about to start very sooner is to open our first education center in Saint Michel, where we are about to teach kids or student over there how to use Bitcoin. What is a self custodial? What is a custodial? How they can use Bitcoin and what is Bitcoin is important. What is the decentralization of fiat money and what's the diverse important that they're gonna find out and how they can exchange or if they want to hold Bitcoin, what's the benefit? That's what we about to do right now.
Perfect. Andrew,
Hey guys, great to hear you. Thank you for your work. Yeah, no, I just wanted to echo a couple of things that were said and maybe provide some, I don't know, just some words of support and appreciation. I've probably, Rahman and Mike and a couple of the other guys here probably heard me say it before, but I think that the Bitcoin circular economy and projects in these grassroots adoption projects around the world are the electricians wiring up our entire world for Bitcoin adoption. The power's not on yet. Donations are hard to come by. Bitcoiners don't like to part with a ton of sats. So I know it's really difficult work and it can be slow. And so I'm really inspired by what you guys are doing. On another side, I think when you look at Bitcoin Beach from the early days of Hope House through the early days of Bitcoin Beach, and where it has helped the entire country of El Salvador become a place of hope, I think that you guys are in the early stages of this journey, providing a good, positive, hopeful education and stories coming out of Haiti, which are not is not the case in many times when you see Haiti pop up in people's feeds and everything else right now. And so the work you guys are doing is so important, and it's really been great to see the team you've built and the steps you're taking. So I think you guys are doing a great job, and when you put one foot in front of the other, the early days of Bitcoin Beach was what, 2019, right? 5 years ago, and look how far they've come, and you guys are really at the start of the journey. So I really look forward to seeing where you guys are coming in 2025 and 2026, and visiting your Bitcoin Beach in the future. So yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, you wanna comment something on that or?
No, I just want to encourage everybody to make sure that they're following the project. Follow the individuals also, but definitely the Yes Bitcoin Haiti handle. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're supporting the project through the Geyser campaign, and yeah,
I don't know.
we'll
I don't know if Mike have a last question to close, final thoughts, or you can close. We're about 1 hour.
I'm just so proud of Bitcoin Beach for now not only hosting this, but giving out grants and giving out inspiration and really paving the way for everyone all over the world to do this. So thank you for showcasing. No matter, it's not the big companies that are making it possible. It's the true Bitcoiners. So thank you for the inspiration.
Thanks to you, brother. Thanks to the support of many people, and Bitcoin is love. Remember that. And you guys are doing an amazing job too. So, what do you think, Mike? Should pause here.
Yeah, let's go ahead, and we've gone a little bit over, so let's go ahead and close this up. But it's great just hearing more about the awesome things that are happening there. I know Haiti's. I mean, it's probably just from knowing people that work in the development world. It's one of the most challenging environments to work in, and especially recently with all the political instability and the really dire poverty that's been complicated by the earthquake that was over a decade ago, but is still, reverberating, causing problems there, just the devastation that happened at that time. So we're so thankful for you guys that are on the ground doing the hard work. We know that it's not easy. We know that it feels slow sometimes, and just want you guys to know that you're not in it alone. You have us, you have the other circular economies around the world. You have a lot of people in the Bitcoin community that are rooting for you. So whenever you get discouraged, remember that.
Thank you. And last thing I want to say is I want to thank the people who've supported us along the way. One of the first people on our journey was Master Guantai. He was here. He just left, but I wanted to give a shout out to him for inspiring us. He was one of the first people we talked to with Val at the very beginning of this, and he gave us a lot of insight on how we can move forward and grow. And he's come a long way, so he's been an inspiration. And then another recognition is the Human Rights Foundation. They recently gave us a significant grant, and they announced it a couple weeks ago. So I want to say thank you to them. They are going to make a huge impact for the next 6 months of our project. We've budgeted out everything from salaries for Val and Papouche to teach, down to workshops, meetups, and then printing books for the diploma, and having equipment for our classroom, including the solar panels and batteries and Starlink. So we're super excited for the next 6 months. And if we have fundraising for next year, and that if anybody wants to contribute to, it's on our Geyser fund page, Geyser Fund, Yes Bitcoin Haiti.
Awesome, and
Perfect.
that's so excited to hear about the HRF grant. They're an amazing organization, so I'm glad you guys were able to link up. All right,
Yep.
guys, make sure you support. Make sure you continue to support them, and yeah, we'll do another one of these next week.